For you, I decided it was time to get on with a little bit of tarot readings for the signs for the beginning of the year. This is your New Year's commitment from me. I figured I would get started a little before the New Year's and give you guys a little something to look toward. Especially because we have Mercury retrograde that's right around the corner. We're in shadow period now. That's supposed to kick into full gears, engine's already running. So we have the month of January for our Mercury retrograde. So, hi, hope you had a good holiday. Let's take a look and see what is going on for Aries. This is you. One more shuffle. It's been a minute. Here we go. So a lot of black and white things are coming up right here with the Knight of Swords. Some of you are feeling a little bit edgy and short-tempered or coming out of that feeling right now. Hi, Cass. I love you, girl. My heart is with you. So within this first general spread, what I'm seeing for you here is, hi, Winky. So we've got the Knight of Swords, right? Knight of Swords has a little bit to do with feeling edgy. In this card, it's I wouldn't say road rage, quite a little bit. It's just a low underwriting mood where you can't really put your finger on it. We've got the black and white 10 of coins, and that's telling us that you've got some ideas that you put into practice already. The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups, now that's decisions. Swords is air and Cups is emotion. So we've got a lot of emotion on the surface, or riding just under the surface there. We have the the Sun card. Let me point out some of these majors for you of what I'm seeing first. So we see the Fool card, crossroads and opportunity. The High Priestess, secrets being revealed, deep emotions. This also has to do with spirituality. So are you feeling your intuition kicking in? Are you feeling as if there's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you just can't put your finger on it? You've got the Page of Cups for new beginnings too. So the pivot point that I'm seeing for you with the Ace of Coins tells us that your money is likely to improve in the next little bit, but you're a little overwhelmed. Money having to do with the Fool card, the Ace of Coins, but yet it's got this Seven of Cups, right? Also with the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is our card. I forgot to set up Instagram. Oops. So the 10 of Swords is our card for feeling overcommitted. Like we've got too much going on where we can't move left or right, etc. And we have the 7 of Cups where it feels as if, like if you notice these emotions here and here, it just feels like there's more than one. So you could be mad one moment, feeling grief the next, feeling uncomfortable, sad, tired, etc. It's kind of all over the place. I will tell you, though, that coming off of the holiday has seemed to kick into full gear, indicated by this Knight of Wands. So, maybe there's been some things that were sitting, right, that didn't feel like it got completed or needed to get completed, and we're waiting for it, and that's starting to move now. I will say also that your social environment you have the 4 of Cups and the Page of Cups. So your social environment here is shifting a little bit to where you're going to be around people quite a bit more than you expected, in a good way. Maybe even some travel for some of you, indicated here by the 6 of Cups. So if you're about to take a trip, that's in the cards as well. In this reading, I will say that even though you have this edgy mood, it's an overall positive vibe for you. With the Page of Cups, it tells us that you have these new beginnings, right? Or you're starting over. Now, the one thing that I have to ask, though, is amongst all of this positivity and this energy that has to do with improvement, you have the 5 of Wands, which is a conflict or feeling like you're backed into a corner. Did you have a little self-sabotage this Christmas season, or did you have a little of non-engagement where you're finally clicking back into gear and feeling not exactly the weight, but the pressure of doing things that are necessary or things that are in front of you? Another thing to point out is the Queen of Coins and the Ace of Coins. Queens, if you follow me long enough, you'll know that I say kings and queens have more to do with affect and how you do things. So queens being nurturing. So with this 10 of coins and the queen of coins, it feels like you're just looking over your budget, making sure that you have things back in alignment and just review, I would say, more so than anything. I want to dive right into the emotional quadrant of this because most of your general spread is having to do with your emotions. So let's look at what this entails. Aries. How have y'all been? Did you miss me? I've been sick for a few weeks, so this has been a long time coming. This year was kind of hectic. Very, very hectic. I'm glad to see that things are shifting. All right, so let's look at your Aries moon feelings, right? King of Swords, King of Wands, Emperor, Three of Swords, and the Tower. All right. So all I have to say is this is I wouldn't say a resentful giver, but this is definitely a feeling of having to do things, feeling obligated. I'm also seeing the Tower card. So some of you have got a lot of really heavy emotions that are going on. The Tower having to do with your foundation feeling shaken. So what's under the foundation? Like getting to the core of what is underneath things, or, you know, these traumatic things, or, you know, the Tower is an emotionally shaken kind of aspect, right? We have the Seven of Wands for defensive. So we're feeling a little bit defensive. We also have the Judgment card. So amongst all of this, I would say it's not exactly analysis paralysis that you have the Two of Wands would, and like embody that a little better. You have the Two of Wands, so you're juggling two ideas or ideals and trying to find your middle ground there. So most of, you know, you have the 1, 2, 3 kings, okay? So this is telling me emotionally you feel as if you have to take action. But there is this Three of Swords, which tells us, like, so King of Swords is words, King of Wands is action, the King of Cups is emotion, and the Emperor, I mean, ultimately this is telling us that if you want some change in regards to a relationship and its tones, right? If, like, for example, years ago, I had little dichotomies going on with my family, and I recognized that things weren't going to change unless I took action. And so that's the Emperor. The Emperor usually is the individual that doesn't ask permission, the person that's very direct. And so if you have to be that person, and we have the Ten of Pentacles in order to protect, you know, your money, your well-being, your standpoint, your stability, you feel as if, you know, action needs to be taken. And that's a lot of pressure. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is attention. Remember, we had the Sun card, or if you notice, I didn't mention it, we had the Sun card in your general spread. So a lot of attention is on you right now, or you're feeling as if there is attention on you. So this is more about like feeling uncomfortable, feeling defensive. I would say that this is less defensive and more strong boundaries, okay? Because with the Seven of Wands, she's got her weapons out, right? But there's nothing conflicting in here as far as having to deal with others. So this is more about like protecting your bottom line, protecting your emotional well-being, etc. Because we have the Judgment card and the Ace of Wands here. Wands is action, right? So you're taking action and you're at a pivot point for setting your boundaries, etc. There is two cards here in addition to, like, so the major cards in your general spread were slightly different, but your major cards in this one are Emperor, Judgment, Lovers, and Strength. So what is the Emperor but action? What is the Lovers card but finding the balance in the yin yang, right? The Lovers card being the two, male and female in general, right? And then we have the Sword in the middle, the one small grain that is keeping things from being a perfect blended whole. And then we have the Strength card. Now, I love to talk about the Strength card because last year when I was teaching my tarot class, a lot of the cards were just like flowing in description. But then when I came to the Strength card and was looking at the symbolism within it, you almost always see a lion and a woman, right? Not that women are less strong than men, but there is something about the grace, subtlety, and strength that comes from taming a lion with feminine qualities. So the Strength card has more to do with finesse than it does with like beating a lion over the head with a whip or a collar. It's more about finessing the environment in order to get more of what we want. So with the strength card in play, two things it tells us. One, you already have that embodied inherent strength. And two, you have a finesse with it. So the only thing left to do is to trust yourself. You already have this quality. This isn't something that you've done once. This is something that you'll be repeating. And so this muscle memory is kicking in. You already have inherent qualities of strength within you. And the reason, I feel like this has to do with your legacy, your money, your finance, and your family is because of the 10 of Pentacles that's here. So this tells me that in order to build a stronger foundation for yourself, it's just going to take a little strength. Question that I have for Aries, are you feeling watched? Is there something that you're doing on social media or connecting with others through social media, or are you doing some research? Or do you feel like you're being seen? The 3 of Pentacles tells us that you're feeling exposed or watching someone else, or someone's watching you as well. This is not a negative reading at all. This is about refinement of boundaries, balance, and speaking your truth. And also emotional intelligence. In order to provide for yourself and take action, you must first know what you want. So therein is awareness. So we're seeing a lot of awareness. Remember, we had the High Priestess. So your intuition is on fire lately, Aries. So one of the things that I say when the High Priestess comes in, almost every time I say stop, pay attention to the High Priestess, and trust yourself. So when your instincts are on, check out your intuition and pay attention to it. Your facts may not be right, but your gut feeling is. So let's pull a card for you from Divination of the Ancients and take a look and see what is going on for you. Let's see, left, right, center. Fickle flowers. Okay, so what happened to my stream? Uh-oh. All right, there we go. So fickle. So flowers is a card that indicates moods, right? And that was the first portion of your general spread, right? So in order to have less fluctuating moods, we must meet our needs, right? And so when we are in fickle moods, our results are unpredictable. So are you being fickle? Are you being changeable? Is there a mood that's coming along with you that you're changing course every time the attention is on a different emotion? So I want to thank you for hanging out with me. To book your one-on-one, visit karmaondeck.com. Please let me know how you feel the reading went, whether this resonated